Oh my gosh, guys. Episode 10 of Keijo. You know, I said to myself, and I told everybody here who's watching this, that I'm going to do OMG moments in this East and West war. Now, last week, Miyata performed a Rock Lee maneuver that everybody's familiar with. And their team won. Now we're going to episode 10. Yes, 10. And this episode is I gotta give my shout out to these two girls that really best friends, best roommates to be with. Aoba-chan and Toyo. Now, if you don't know those two particularly, let me put this out. Aoba-chan is like the Shikamaru of the group. She is literally Shikamaru. She planned things ahead of time, and you could honestly say, you cannot tell me she's the brains of this whole operation. Well, you got Toyo, who developed quite well with her boobs and her soft buns. Even though she's an airhead, we could all say that she's developing quite well. And now, back to Aoba-chan, I gotta put her in perspective. She's like, right now, looking at this episode, she's like my top 10 favorite Keijo players. And to me, I'll put her in 6 or 5. But, can I like to discuss how episode 10 kicked things off with, this is the thing here, where there's a lesson in episode 10 where it says, minds matter, you know? Brains beat bronze. Or we could say in Keijo, brains beat butts and boobs. That's what the whole thing was. And Aoba-chan, she planned it from the start. So let me just backtrack everything and explain how this works. Episode 10 introduced the second match with Aoba-chan, Toyo, and two people that we all know. Usagi, who's obsessed with Mio, and the giant muscular girl with her ass, JoJo ass, Vaija or whatever. Where you look at the other team where it's just the battle of the elements on the other team. Because you got one who ass on fire, you got one who believes in fairies, you got one who's a fortune teller, and you got this girl with her nipples twisted. But we're gonna push them aside and I'm gonna talk about that. But well, the match intense. We got a new board now. Instead of a jungle gym, we got what we call the airplane land, where it's two airplanes stick together, tied. So now it's just like a balance beam of airplanes. And I gotta say, they put out the best moves in them. You got one who did a fire move where she took Toyo's ass on fire. I'm surprised her bikini didn't burn. We can see all the censorship down there, but I know it's like ridiculous fan service, but come on. But she rubbed her ass like sandpaper and it was on fire. And then you got this other girl who did the same move as the other girl with her ass, tight ass, but with her tight ass, it's all about fairies. So if she's like, oh, I believe in fairies, I want to make my ass so tight because I believe in the magic of fairies. And it just, her ass get tight. And then you go on this OP where she's like, not only she has power, but she's speed. She's OP in that team. So, and you got this other girl who does a battle dancing move. Because if you listen to, I'm telling you something, if you listen to her ass music, you're going to hear like the waltz sound. Just listen to it as she go against Usagi. Listen to that waltz. I'm like, that's some waltz song she just pulled out. Now, they all got separated. But then there is one person, you got to like plan this. Aoba planned it from the get-go. Her ass literally, not her ass, she literally planned everything from the start to take down the first two. So now we have the nipple twister and the freaking fortune teller. The fairy girl, the fairy girl. So, and you think to yourself, okay, the odds against them, 2 against 4. But come on, really? If there's one thing I learned, the odds in Keijo, the odds don't matter. It doesn't matter if it's 1 versus 3. It doesn't matter. There's no odds against winning. There are odds winning, but come on. A situation like this comes twice. But as the match goes on, I would put up a good technique. One technique that we ever did. A Pokemon move called Mimic. Now, you know how this works. You ask yourself how she get all those ass moves. Well, they showed her that every girl lined up in the center with their ass showing because Aoba-chan patted them with her right hand, scanned them, squeezed them, because as soon as she tapped her ass, she gets a new move. So I'm like, Okay, so she doesn't have her own signature move of her own, but the hand makes it so unique, so badass that one slap of her ass can do any other move. That is an OP move right there, guys. That is so mimic. That is so Pokemon. Man, but then, oh, here come the opponent with her drills. Did some Gurren Lagann shit. All she did was twisted her nipples and drill Albachon. But then you realize this ain't no... I'm thinking to myself, is this Gurren Lagann? Gurren Lagann has Bart Keijo. Think about it, guys. Gurren Lagann with the drill thing. Simone had that little drill key and Giga Drill Impact and all that shit. But then you look at this girl with Keijo, the opponent, she just twisted nipples and drilling. I'm surprised that don't hurt her. While the development of Albachon and Toyo-san teamwork is getting better, the Usagi took the sacrifice by sacrificing her and taking down the fairy girl. So that's it. Now with a 2-1 deficit, the twisted nipple girl actually took her out. She took Toya out. She took Toya out. So now it's 1-on-1. The ass of Babylon and the drill impact. Both special moves. But it didn't work. Well, it did work, because not only was ass against ass clash, it was more like boobs to boob clash. And while this clashes, it was literally intensified, because they both fell at the same time. Oh, but no, guys. In this dramatic OMG, I was shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, are you fucking serious? But at that, now you think they fell at the same time, but they had to review it. And like the scoreboard, like every ESPN or every video review, they actually showed like what happened at the last second. At the millisecond of that, she used her nipple drills to, her boob nipples, whatever you call it, just literally swirl the pool to save her by a millisecond. So it's saying while they both fall, she used her drill and then Alba falls. So I'm like, what the fuck? It was close. It was close. It was literally close, guys. Like, come on. That's a bunch of bull. But even though they lost, I still give credit to Albachon, and I know you guys do. You gotta give Albachon credit for stepping up, for using her right hand technique, planned everything from the start. You gotta give her credit. But even though they lost, revenge is gonna go down. So next week, another OMG episode, episode 11, where the competition get intensified in this. Will the other team win? Oh well, Nozomi's team wins everything in this East and West war. With this East and West war intensified, will episode 11 be more intense than those first two? So that's it. So episode 10 was really decent. It was really great. We see development all of it with new fan service techniques. And episode 11 will be even more intensified. So tune in next week.